At the Museum of Army Flying, it's taken 3 years for this project to become a reality. The memorial wall will be a unique tribute to all those who have been involved in British Army aviation, spanning a history of 140 years.
We're remembering the 5,127 soldiers who've died in the service of British Army Flying since 1912. So that includes members of the Royal Flying Corps who operated in World War I, and then in World War II the Glider Pilot Regiment and the Air Observation Post Squadrons, and since the 1st of September 1957 the Army Air Corps, the modern Army Air Corps, who are based here at Middle Wallop.
The wall is part of Project Eagle, an ongoing plan to modernise the museum, including moving the old memorial garden closer to the new monument. This is phase 1, and the design has been thought out to reflect other monuments in Hampshire.
The design is quite innovative. It's quite intimate inside the memorial. It echoes slightly. The A343 is right next door to us, but when you're inside the memorial you can barely hear it, so it isolates the noise, and so it's quite peaceful and contemplative inside the memorial, which is what we wanted to do on this site. But it also resembles a tumulus, a sort of ancient monument, so it's very consistent with other monuments around this part of Hampshire where there are lots of tumuli. And once the grass grows on the banks, it will look like a modern tumulus as well. So I think the whole thing is really nicely put together, and we're indebted to Hampshire County Council Architect Service for pulling together the design.
It's cost around £370,000 to build the monument, coming from public donations and government funding. It's also been designed so that when Remembrance Day memorials take place around the country in November, something special will happen here.
So having chosen the location for the memorial, it has an opening, and opposite the opening is the middle stone with the graphics of the Army Air Corps. And then we had the idea, looked at 3D modelling, and we realised that by rotating it very slightly, we could align it so that on the 11th of the 11th at 11 a.m. It aligns with the sun. So we're really quite excited that that will happen.
The museum hope that their tribute will encourage visitors to reflect on their past.
We want the many thousands of relatives of the descendants of the people who are on this memorial to come to the museum, see their relative's name on the wall, put their finger on the name, and feel that connection with the person who's died, and get to know their story by visiting the museum and seeing what we have to tell about that story. It's extremely important, I think, that we link the people who made the story to the place where we tell it. And that's what we want people to get, a sense of belonging to this story of British Army Flying, the family of British Army Flying.
A formal ceremony will take place next week on Friday the 1st of September to officially open the monument wall to the public. Kara Digby, That's TV.